Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding General, Education Command, Brigadier General Hennigan, the Vice President of Distance Education, and the Director of the College of Distance Education and Training, Mr. Terry Kerrigan, and the Dean of the College of Distance Education and Training, Mr. Scott Erdelatz, and the Regional Director, the Quantico Region, Mr. Mark Shigley. Welcome to the graduation of the Enlisted College Distance Education Program, Enlisted Seminar School for the Quantico Region Class 2 TAC 24. My name is Gary Smith, and I am the Regional Chief Instructor for the Enlisted Seminar School programs. Today, you join me in celebrating the significant achievements of these students who come from 24 different MOSs, 18 different commands, from across the National Capital Region and remote locations in the Northeast region, and our various U.S. Embassy diplomatic posts in 14 foreign countries. I would like to personally thank each of you for attending our ceremony. Today's graduation represents the culmination of our 10th full academic year for the Career School Seminar Program and the 5th for both Sergeants and Advanced School Seminar Program, respectively, in the Quantico region. As of this academic cycle, the Quantico region has now graduated over 1,005 sergeants, 1,132 staff sergeants, and 489 gunnery sergeants from the Enlisted Seminar School program. Developed and modeled after the Expeditionary Warfare School and Command and Staff College seminars, the course has proven to be a dynamic and successful program. The Enlisted Seminar School provides every student with a resident-like experience that furthers their professional education and experience, preparing them for billets of increased responsibility. This format uniquely challenges the students' abilities to learn independently and utilize advanced educational tools like Moodle and interactive multimedia instructions. It advances their knowledge, experience, and mentorship through professional readings, homework assignments, quizzes, in-class exercises, and seminar discussions with peers and senior enlisted instructors. Of note, the students do all of this on their own time while performing their billet and collateral responsibility, leading their subordinate Marines, managing their family life over a 15-week period. The concept of this program for enlisted Marines began in 2009 and provided Headquarters Marine Corps with the ability to require resident professional military education as a promotion requirement, and today you are witnessing the culmination of that effort in the graduation of these seminar students. Academically similar to the enlisted college, these students receive lessons in 3 functional areas: war fighting, leadership and ethics, administration and communication. These lessons were designed to increase their abilities to serve as ethical leaders, exposing them to the obstacles that affect unit cohesion and compliance with organizational values and ethics, as well as lessons that enhance their abilities in the mentorship of not only junior enlisted Marines, but of junior officers as well. These students receive challenging lessons in warfighting doctrine with an emphasis on the conduct of war, tactical planning, and irregular warfare, expeditionary operations, and the Marine Corps planning process at the advanced school seminar level. The emphasis and goal throughout these 15 weeks and beyond is that these Marine leaders to utilize sound decision-making and critical thinking skills to solve difficult problems in complex environments in support of the commander's intent and in line with organizational values. I can personally and professionally assure you that these Marines were more confident and more experienced leaders now than they were 15 weeks ago. Before I introduced today's graduation guest speaker, let me just give you a little context here on the 14th Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. In 1999, after he assumed the post of the 14th Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, I then being a young staff sergeant, I saw Sergeant Major McMichael, and as Sergeant Major newly, Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps as the 14th. I saw him one day, I think it was over at the basic school. I was assigned to Officer Candidate School. I said, hey, Sergeant Major, hey, I'd like to come up and see you. And he said, yeah, come on up to the office and see me. And sure enough, he said, come. I literally took that as the gospel. So I went over and I saw Sergeant Major McMichael in his office at the Pentagon at the time. And he left something with me that day, because I went in his office, talked to him. We took a photo in his office, still got the photo today. And before I left, he took me out to the command read board. And he said, he was giving me some professional advice. He said, I want you to read all these bios. And I want you to pick something out of each one of these bios. And I want you to put that into your toolbox. Now, that left a very impressionable mark on me because my remaining time in the Corps, and then Sergeant Major, I became a Sergeant Major myself with 10 years time and grade, by the way. And I've always mentored and always shared that advice that you gave me with Marines that I had the opportunity to mentor and develop. Because he said, just like in the book of Ecclesiastes, there's nothing new under the sun. You go look at these bios, read them, see what they did to reach success. And I use that, and I've always shared that wisdom. Now, Sergeant Major McMichael, you all know he's the 14th Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. And when I called him to set this up, Sergeant Major McMichael today, he's supposed to be with former Secretary Panetta and former Secretary Hagel, both former Secretaries of Defense of this country, and some Supreme Court justices. He told them, he said, hey, I'm going to talk to Marines today, so y'all got to reschedule this. And that's exactly what they did when the 14th Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps said, hey, y'all got to reschedule this. That's exactly what they did. They rescheduled this because he told them, hey, I got to go talk to some Marines. And so I will tell you, Marines that's in the audience, Marines, the graduating class, I would take copious notes because success, even though he's retired, I don't even think he's retired, to be honest with you, because his workload, his schedule, and what he's still doing for the nation, what he's still doing for the Corps, he is still in the fight. Semper Fidelis being non-negotiable. So without further ado, I want to present to you the 14th Sergeant Major of our Corps, Sergeant Major McMichael.
You sure you're talking about me, right? Just checking. Good morning. It is an honor and it is a privilege. But first, let me say thank you, Sergeant Major, for that very generous and kind introduction. I'm glad it was you and not Sergeant Major Ron Featherson. He would have told a whole different story. Stand up a minute, Ron. You Marines don't realize, but you're amongst royalty when you're in the presence of Sergeant Major Ron Featherson, a real motivator, a real uplifting, spiritual individual that believes more in doing good than anybody can think of trying to do wrong. He's one that I admire and I follow and I lift up everywhere I go. Thanks for being here this morning, Ron. Let me say, first I want to say thank you to the staff that has worked diligently and committed themselves for that one night, 3 hours a week for the past 15 or so weeks, educating, training, and developing our graduates today. If your hand was into that, I take my hat off to you. I say congratulations, job well done. Because when I look at these graduates today, I can see nothing but greatness. Let me say congratulations to the command and the leadership, be it the commanders of company commanders, or battalion commanders, squadron commanders, or master sergeants, master gunnies, first sergeants, or sergeant majors. Thank you for attending today. Thank you for allowing your Marines to have the opportunity to close that gap and to perceive and to receive and to understand what it takes to have professional military education. Your will to send your people to this course is a testimony to greatness. So I thank you, the command, the leadership that is here to honor your Marines graduates today. And then I want to say congratulations to the backbone of these Marines, the family members, the friends, the spouses. I hope we get some baby crying in the back so we'll know this is a real deal. Don't keep them quiet. We don't want them quiet. We want the world to know Marines make Marines. So we want them to know you're back there, all right? So, but I want to thank the family members for coming. I know that you really are the inspiration for our graduates today. When things got hard, you made them understandably soft. When things got too difficult to climb that mountain to get the yes, it was you that was behind them, pushing them up. So even though we're saying congratulations to you, we know where your motivation came from. You did it not only for yourself, for the Corps, but the loving family. So thank you for being here, family members and friends. Now I want to turn my attention to the graduates today. And this is kind of, I don't have a Lance Corporal to take this off, Mr. Smith, so excuse me. You gotta have the backbone. But I want to turn my attention to you graduates. What you have achieved in your course of this seminar is great. It is not just a check in the box. You are not just students making history for yesterday. You are the standard for the future of tomorrow. I don't want to bore you, but you went through some very intense training. You know, you came in one night a week, 3 hours a night, pulling away from family. Got to go to class tonight. I got to go do this. And you came and you understood that that was a two-peer thing. Some of your peers went through the resident course. You went through the seminar that was built out of the resident course. You then turned around and understood that there were 3 layers that you had to learn: war fighting, leadership ethics, administration, communications, all of these things that you were tested with. And you took them on, and you now have them embedded in your toolbox. So I say to you, that is a great thing. This is not just a check in the box. This is something that evolved. Let me take you on a little history tour. Back in the day when Sergeant Major Smith and Featherston and Dr. Bone was running around being corporals and lance corporals and sergeants, the corporal course was 3 weeks long. The best you could get out of that corporal course was learn how to clip Irish pennants and form for PT. The sergeant course was 5 weeks long. The best you could get out of that course was a proper hand salute and the 5-paragraph order. We had a career course for staff sergeants. It was pretty intense, 6 weeks long. Only had a few of them, one in Quantico, one in California, one in Okinawa. But during that time, there was something missing. There was a big gap in our PME. There was no schooling. There was no meritocracy system for our gunnery sergeants and our E8s and E9s. So we decided that we would take the career course and make it strictly for staff sergeants, E6. And then we got real smart, and we made an advanced course, and we gave it to the E8s. What happened to our gunnery sergeants? They were left with no training at all. But yet we expected them to take their role as the beans, bullets, and bandages of our commands and operate without any difficulty. They didn't have any strategy planning. They didn't have any ethical training. They didn't have any true leadership training. Because even some of the gunnery sergeants never made it to the career course. You know, that old defense they use now, they call it Operation Tempo. You know, but that's where the seminar is in the day that says, operate this, because the tempo is going 1, 2, 3. We're gonna fill the gaps. So after we had got the advanced course, we gave it to the E8s, leaving the gunnery sergeants behind. But like everything that evolves, the Marine Corps education system continued to evolve. And then they took the advanced course and put it where it should be, with our gunnery sergeant. If you're a gunnery sergeant, raise your hand. Because you are the future. Thank you. I hope all of you get promoted. But right now, you're going to get that diploma, so we're gonna get first thing first. Now we have an advanced course. In the advanced course, when I went through the advanced course as a young first sergeant, right here at Quantico, it was for them. Now it's for you. All of this is to show you that it has evolved. We had all of these resident courses, which is great. We had a resident course for our sergeants. We had one for the career course. We had one for the advanced course. But you're a product that says we went even a step further. We have the course that you just graduate, are going to graduate from, the seminar. So I say to you this morning, you know, in 1871, Ralph Walter Emerson once said to a group, if you write a better book, you preach a better sermon, you build a better mousetrap than your neighbor, even if you build it in the woods, they will make a beating path to your door. You have written the book because you're sitting here today. You will go back to your commands and you will preach that sermon. And you will continue to build a path for those that will follow you to come through this passage of meritocracy, to have the enlisted professional military education so you can stand in partnership with your leadership. You don't want to be a gunnery sergeant standing next to the company commander, and he's 10 flights higher than you with knowledge. You want to be able to have the credentials and the knowledge. In my day, I used to call it the Batman and Robin thing. Of course, you're Robin. We'll always let the commander be Batman or Batwoman. But no matter what, the goal is to be that dynamic duo, to go on and take on Goblin City and come out victoriously. Now, how do you do that? I'm going to give you what made me believe that it was the right thing to do. You have to have three-pronged attack. You have to be educated, you have to be trained, and the most important one, commanders, senior enlisted, you have to have the courage to delegate. If you're educated, the training is easier. If you're well trained, then you can delegate. But delegation is about trust. If you trust what you have educated, if you trust who you have trained, then you need to have the courage to delegate. Now, when I talk about trust, I'm not talking about trusting these hard chargers that are about to walk across the stage. I'm talking about trusting your training. You trust what you have put in them. I never had a problem trusting what I put into Ron Featherston, because I knew he was well educated. I knew he was well trained. Now I could give him the torch and say, go and shine the light. There's an end of the tunnel, but everybody can see you coming because you're bright and shining star. So I was successful that I would give to you because of two things. It's what I call the McMichael rule. Y'all better get your pencils out, because none of y'all look like y'all got enough to remember nothing. No, I'm just kidding, But I'm going to tell you what made me successful. I had a two-pronged thing called the McMichael rule. I before E. That means intelligence before emotion. You've been through critical training, decision making. You make a decision on emotion without information, without good, intelligent information, I can assure you, you will fail. But if you take the McMichael rule and apply it, I before E, intelligent information before emotion, your decisions will go to the very top. And you can only do that if the commanders, the leadership that you work with and for, understand one thing. Don't allow them to fall in love with good and let greatness pass them by. That's your job. Release them so that they can get the greatness. Fall in love with good, because it's good to do this, and letting the greatness that you can do by doing it all the way will allow you to be behind. You'll be the tail end Charlie. So today, I say to you, congratulations. Congratulations for taking on a course that shows the Marine Corps is evolving, that is inspiring to do the right thing, that is leaving no gaps for education for our enlisted Marines, and you get to take that back to your command. So I say to you as I close, I have to be honest because Sergeant Major Featherston's here. I have to be transparent. I tried to think of one word to leave with you so that you could go back and flash one word card. And I wasn't able to do it, and I tried very hard. I thought about it on the way down here this morning. I sat in my vehicle and thought about it. And after I got off of Bobby Bonds, y'all don't know nothing about Bobby Bonds, but I thought about it, and I came up with, I couldn't find that one word. But like you, like any good Marine, we improvise. The only thing that I could do was go back to my toolbox, and I found two words for you this morning. And those two words are simple. Semper Fidelis, graduates. Semper Fidelis, my fellow Marines. Simplify. Simplify.
Yes, sir. Now we have Gunnery Sergeant Davila present a small token of appreciation to Sergeant Major McMichael. Sergeant Major McMichael and the course instructors will now recognize each student and present them their graduation certificates. Please hold your applause until all students have been recognized. Assisting Sergeant Major McMichael in presenting the graduation certificates for the Sergeant School Seminar, Quantico Campus Class 1, is the course instructor, Dr. Dathan Bird, Gunnery Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, retired. Sergeant Kiera Stabusi, Presidential Helicopter Squadron 1, Quantico, Virginia. Sergeant Stabusi is a distinguished graduate for the Quantico Campus 1. She finished the course with an overall GPA of 96. Sergeant Arnold Jacob, Officer Cannon School, Marine Corps Base, Quantico. Sergeant Brandon Baker, Presidential Helicopter Squadron 1. Sergeant Gabriel Cruz, Marine Corps Airfield Facility. Sergeant David Hogue, Marine Corps Airfield Facility, Marine Corps Base, Quantico. Sergeant Carmen Jaimes, the Basic School, Quantico, Virginia. Sergeant Enochian Metzger, the Basic School, Quantico, Virginia. Sergeant Richard Lebrowski, Manpower and Reserve Affairs, Marine Corps Base, Quantico, Virginia. Assisting Sergeant Major McMichael, presenting the graduation certificates for the Career School Seminar, Quantico Campus 1, is the course instructor, Mr. Keith Carroll, Master Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, retired. Staff Sergeant Earl Brown, Deputy Commandant of Information, Headquarters Marine Corps. Staff Sergeant Brown is the distinguished graduate of the Quantico Campus 1. He finished the course with an overall GPA of 94.6. Staff Sergeant Michael L. Barber, EOD, Marine Corps Base, Quantico, Virginia. Staff Sergeant Mason D. Breyer, Marine Corps Liaison Element. Staff Sergeant Jameson Cates, Officer Cannon School, Marine Corps Base, Quantico, Virginia. Staff Sergeant Jose Cisneros Jr., Deputy Commandant Manpower Reserve Affairs. Staff Sergeant Lucas Divalda, Quantico Marine Corps Band. Staff Sergeant Timothy Farabaugh, the Basic School, Quantico, Virginia. Staff Sergeant Timothy Ferguson, Delta Company, 4th LAR, 4th Marine Division. Staff Sergeant Javon Jackson, Weapons Training Battalion. Staff Sergeant Alex Marufo, 2nd Battalion, 25th Marines, 4th Marine Division. Staff Sergeant Ramon Nunez Blanco, INI Acosta Bowling Air Force Base, Washington, D.C. Staff Sergeant Joseph Pritchard, Marine Barracks, Washington, D.C. Staff Sergeant Nicholas Scortino, the Basic School. Staff Sergeant Ryan Valazio, Marine Barracks, Washington, D.C. Assisting Sergeant Major McMichael in presenting the graduate certificates for the Advanced School Quantico Campus Class 1 is the course instructor, Dr. Scott Burton, Sergeant Major, United States Marine Corps, retired. Gunnery Sergeant Roberto Davila, College of Enlisted Military Education, Marine Corps University. Gunnery Sergeant Davila is a distinguished graduate for the Advanced School Seminar Quantico Campus 1. He finished the course with an overall GPA of 95. Gunnery Sergeant Cassandra Castillo Rio, Marine Corps Liaison Element, TCOM. Gunnery Sergeant Matthew Davies, Officer Candidate School. Gunnery Sergeant Alex Extrada, Officer Candidate School. Gunnery Sergeant Charles Hayes, Presidential Helicopter Squadron 1. Gunnery Sergeant Xavier Jordan, Officer Candidate School. Gunnery Sergeant Robert Kapolsky, Marine Corps Information Operations Center. Gunnery Sergeant Joshua Miller, Headquarters Marine Corps Corrections. Gunnery Sergeant Patrick Osborne, Officer Candidate School. Gunnery Sergeant Levers Powell, Wounded Warrior Regiment. Gunnery Sergeant Sean Roxby, Officer Candidate School. Gunnery Sergeant Nicholas Sanquist, Marine Corps Liaison Element. Gunnery Sergeant Zachary Sunderman, Civil Military Operations School. In addition to these graduating students, the Quantico region graduated 23 students in the Advanced School Seminar, 32 students in the Career School Seminar, and 64 students in our Sergeant School Seminar. These Marines serve in remote locations in the Northeast region and at our various U.S. Embassy diplomatic posts in 14 foreign countries. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the Enlisted Seminar 2TAC-24. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you for attending.